right now, I'm teaching my daughters how to be more discerning and more intuitive. So I thought, you know what? Let me talk about this in a video. This may be really helpful. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I am Nicole. Welcome back to the Divine Healing with Love channel. Thank you all so much. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the kind words. I am so grateful to have you all, to serve you all, to help you on your journey. I'm so grateful for you all. I love you all so much. Welcome back to the capital LOVE tribe. So let's get into this video. Right now, I'm teaching my daughters. I have two girls. I don't know if you know that or not, but I have two daughters, and I'm teaching them how to use their intuition and to be more discerning. When I was younger, my mom would always say to me, like, follow your gut, listen to your gut, which gut means intuition. They're one and the same. Also, when someone says follow your heart, that typically means intuition as well. When you're following your brain, your logic, when you're following logic and reasoning, that's your brain. But like your heart, your gut, your body, all that's like intuition, okay? So right now, I'm just kind of like explaining to them because they're very curious, and talking to them about something like this, they're like, well, they ask me questions like, Mommy, how do we know where God is? And Mommy, how do we know who Spirit is? And, where's Spirit? We can't hear Spirit. We can't see Spirit. And I'm like, I'm explaining to them, like, Spirit is all around. You do hear Spirit. And so I tell them, I'm like, Spirit comes through your intuition. And Spirit speaks to you through your intuition. And so I tell them, I'm like, that voice in your head, that it could sound like you, or it may sound like, a little different, but mostly sounding like you, that's your intuition. And use your intuition to guide you and trust it, because it will never steer you wrong. So I want to talk to you about that today, and like really let's dive deeper into this, because I feel like many of us, especially as we get older, we have this tug of war between our brain, our mind, the logic and the reasoning, and our heart. And I feel like we have a difficult time with figuring out whether the mind or the heart is going to win the tug of war. So, as I use my own examples here in the world of Nicole. So, for me, I've been using my heart. I've been using my intuition. And I'm going to be honest with you, it has not steered me wrong. It hasn't at all. And some of the things that I've done to, many people, it may seem foolish. It may seem crazy. It may seem unreasonable, but it makes perfect sense to me. And I want to tell you, here's the first thing. You don't need validation from anyone. You don't need anyone to co-sign what you already know. Let me say this again. You don't need anyone to co-sign what you already know. Spirit, God, universe, source, most high, whatever you like to use, put that in your heart for a reason. Put that thought in your heart for a reason. Intuition, heart. You don't need anyone to co-sign. You don't need anyone to approve. You don't need anyone to validate. We get caught up in this whole thing, well, let me ask people. And the thing about it is it's nothing wrong with getting advice from others. I'm not saying don't do that. That is an important part of life, because Spirit will speak through other people as well. But many times we already know the answers, but we put so much doubt and taint what we already know by talking to others and letting others taint our vision and what was already given to us in our spirit, in our heart, in our intuition. We already know. We just have to trust it. So the main thing about being discerning is trusting your inner voice, trusting your intuition. For example, I do tarot, okay? I use tarot cards. You know, when I do readings for people, I'm already telling you what you already know. I hate to break it to you, but I really am. The cards are telling you, it's confirming what you already know. Like, it literally is. You already know. We are already equipped. Like, we are so powerful. We don't give ourselves enough credit. We don't give ourselves enough credit, and we don't give ourselves we don't trust ourselves to know. Now, I'm not saying this from a place of ego. That's not it. It's a place of, you are a multidimensional, you are a spiritual being. You have so much power. And spirit tells you all the time, but you don't listen all the time to your inner voice. And I had that same issue. I struggled with that. Like, I was always going to others to co-sign what I already knew. You know, spirit would say, you know, like, for example, let's just use YouTube, okay? Spirit told me months ago, do a YouTube channel. I didn't want to do it. I was scared. I was in fear. I had a fear of being seen, a fear of sharing my voice with others. You know, it was a huge fear of mine. I've talked about this in other videos. And I love doing this. And I thank God I overcame that fear. But it was a huge fear at the time. So I talked to, you know, other people, not other people. I only talked to really one other person. Because like I said, I'm at a place that I don't do that. I don't do all of that stuff. But what happened, I went to Sedona in November, and I went to a spiritual advisor. Okay, she's a master psychic. And she told me, she was like, she looked at me and she was like, start your YouTube channel. She was like, you need to be on YouTube. And I was just like, but I already knew this. She was only telling me what I already knew. I didn't ask her about it. She just told me. She was already telling me what I already knew. And it's like, many times we already know the answer. You know, you will hear, it may sound cliche, but you will hear oftentimes people say the answer is within. Dead ass, that's true. The answer is literally within. It's already in you. It's already in you. You have to trust it. When you're trying to really grow your intuition and your discernment, you have to trust it. Trust your body. Trust what you're being told. Trust where you're being guided. You may not, like, there's so many, I can't tell you all everything now. Like I said, I have to give this in bits and pieces, but there's so many different examples I could use for this. And from my own life. From my own life. Here's another example. I was working this job, okay? And it was great. The people were great. But I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, and at the time, you know, as far as like my finances, I had another job, but I needed the money. I needed the money, and, you know, that looked foolish to quit this job where it's like, you know, you need the money, you know, you have to pay your bills. This looks foolish. This looks ridiculous. This is what it looked like to the logical brain, you know, in the outside world. This is what my logic and reasoning was saying. Like, no, you can't do that. That's foolish. You can't. You need this job. But my inner voice, my intuition, my heart was like, no, you have to quit this job. It's not serving you anymore. You have so much more that you have to do. You're going into a different place in your life. This job has to go. So, you know, I'm going through this whole process because that was scary for me. I mean, it was huge. I was like, oh my God, like, no, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to do this. And so again, the logical brain is like, no, you need the money, going through all of this stuff. Like, no, you can't do that. Even though I'm tired, it's just too much. I just can't do this anymore. I'm feeling like, no, I don't have any passion for this. This is draining literally my life force. I just feel like I can't do this anymore. And, you know, I'm like, no. So many times for me, like when I feel like I need guidance, if I don't go within, and when I go within, that's meditation. But I was getting the signs that it was like time was up. Time was up with this job, and you need to move forward to your next chapter. And so I pulled some oracle cards. Oracle cards are similar to tarot cards, only oracle cards have messages on them. So I'm pulling oracle cards for myself, and I don't usually pull cards on myself, but I'm like, let me just see what comes out. Spirit, give me some messages, please. So it was like, like basically stuff like transformation, a new start is coming, new chapter, trust, just trust, let go, surrender, trust. It was just all these messages coming out. And then other things, like I said, were happening as well. Like it was just all these blocks were happening with this job. Like I was trying to do one thing, blocked, the door was shut. I was trying to do something else, blocked, the door was shut. Like it just was like, what is going on? Like, and I don't feel like I'm supposed to be in this job anymore. That was what I already knew. But then the universe was giving me the signs and telling me, yeah, you're not. But I still was like, my logical brain is like, no, you need the money. No, you can't do that. Going through this whole thing. So finally, I said, you know what? I prayed, I meditated. Spirit said, do it, let it go. I let the job go. Wow, all of these things happen. All of these beautiful new opportunities, more money, more abundance happen because I let the job go. Now, that was what my intuition told me to do. That's what my heart told me to do. But the brain was saying, no, you need to stick with it. So there goes that tug of war. So if I had listened to my brain, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be on here doing this right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I wouldn't be doing this right now. But I followed my intuition. I followed my heart. And although the path seemed dark meaning I didn't know what was ahead, I didn't know. I just had to trust. I just had to use my discernment and trust what I was being told and trust my guidance, trust my intuition. I couldn't see what was ahead. I didn't know, but I just trusted. There goes the rewards. There it is. Spirit is like, just trust. Just trust what you were being told. Trust the guidance. Trust the signs. Trust what you already know in your heart. The answer is already within. And you know what? I didn't even need someone else to co-sign it for me. I didn't ask anyone their opinion. I didn't say, hey, what do you think? Do you think I should quit? No, I didn't do it because I already knew the answer. It was already within. Spirit already told me. So I hope this helped you. I hope this will help you to trust your intuition, become more discerning, trust the guidance, trust what you already know to be true. The answers are already within. I really hope this helped. Comment below. Let me know. Let me know how this helped, if it helped at all. Let me know where you are with that tug of war, the heart and the mind. Let me know. And we're going to talk about it more in other videos as well. But if no one told you that they love you today, I love you so much. Sending you so much love. Thank you all so much. Please like the video. Please comment below. Share the love. Share the video. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.